Welcome to another homework help video. In this video, we will guide you through calculating the labor force given the number of employed and unemployed workers. Before we dive into the calculations, let's define some key terms. The labor force is the total number of people who are either working or actively looking for work. It includes both the employed and the unemployed. The number of employed workers refers to those who have a job and are currently working. The number of unemployed workers represents those workers actively seeking employment but do not currently have a job. It's important to note that individuals who are not actively seeking employment or discouraged workers are not included in the labor force calculation. By adding these number of employed workers and the number of unemployed workers together, we can determine the labor force. Before working through a problem, let's review the steps for calculating the labor force. 1. Write the formula for calculating the labor force. The labor force equals the number of employed workers plus the number of unemployed workers actively looking for a job. 2. From the problem statement, substitute the number of employed workers into the formula. 3. From the problem statement, substitute the number of unemployed workers actively looking for a job into the formula. 4. Add the number of employed workers to the number of unemployed workers actively looking for a job. Let's understand how to solve a typical homework problem using an example. A country has 6 million employed workers and 3 million workers who are unemployed but actively looking for work. Calculate the size of the labor force. Now let's look at how to answer the problem statement. First, write the formula for the labor force. The labor force equals the number of employed workers plus the number of unemployed workers actively looking for work. Second, substitute the number of employed workers from the problem statement into the formula for the number of employed workers. In this example, the number of employed workers is 6 million, so let's substitute 6 million for the number of employed workers in the formula. Third, substitute the number of unemployed workers from the problem statement for the number of unemployed workers in the formula. In this example, the number of unemployed workers actively seeking work is 3 million, so let's substitute 3 million for the number of employed workers in the formula. Fourth, add the number of employed workers to the number of unemployed workers actively looking for a job. In this example, the number of employed workers is 6 million and the number of unemployed workers actively seeking jobs is 3 million. So adding them together makes the workforce 9 million workers. Congratulations! You've now learned how to calculate the labor force. It's a fundamental concept in workforce analysis and provides valuable information when assessing employment trends and market conditions. Remember to consider whether the workers are employed or unemployed and actively seeking employment to arrive at an accurate labor force figure. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please put them in the comment section below. There are some additional homework help videos related to the calculating the labor force. Until the next homework help video, best wishes on your economic studies.